What's up, Cowboy Nation? Really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Just going to give you guys my quick thoughts on this 2019 NFL draft for the Dallas Cowboys. Happy Sunday to you all as well. My thoughts is right here. I think that the team did a great job of picking out who we need and what we need, and also what we wanted. And when you combine all that together, I think that they doing a great job, Cowboy Nation. Is it over with? No, it's not. It's far from being over with. What player acquisition is 365, meaning that yes, we got some players that we missed out on, like the Thorn Hills, but we also got some players that is going to benefit us in the longer run. Meaning that I believe that as much as you want to coach up Antoine Barbecue Woods or the Reed kid or the Daniel Ross kid, they wouldn't get to the levels of when you just go out there and flat out draft a guy. Let's be real about the situation. So I think that with the Hill, that was a great, wonderful deal of picking him up, playing him into the inside. I believe that this thing, as it relates to trench warfare, helping out that line. Remember, you only good as your last tape. You're going to be known by your last tape. That's just how it goes. And when we played the LA Rams, we got our butt whooped on both sides of the ball inside the trenches. Now, what the Cowboys did, and they looked at and reviewed everything and said, you know what? If we had one guy to block this person, seal off the A gap, or we had one guy to shoot the A gap and hit the quarterback or blitz in on the B gap, then we'll have a better situation in winning that game. So the Cowboys redid all of their homework and they said, you know what? We're going to help out the trenches. Now, for everybody to really want to deep dive into things, Amari Cooper, he helped us out tremendously. Of course, he was already a product that we know. But there's no wide receiver in this particular draft that's going to speak volumes of what Amari Cooper can bring to a certain team. And you add in the experience, he's not that much older than the guys that were drafted yesterday and the day before that. So it's crazy in the sense that we're finally on the right page. Oh, Pollard. Shout out to Zach Nation, man. He says Pollard and Weber. When I looked at Weber's film, and I wish I was able to share it with you guys, but I'm not. But when I was able to look at Weber's film, the way he run in between the tackles, the way he knows how to evade and elude the big hits, is tremendous for me. And he's a grittish, grimish type of guy. He's not afraid to put his nose inside the block. I'm thinking that he will bring in a little bit more element what a Rod Smith can do and also what a Jameis Olawale. The team is more heavily on Jameis Olawale than a Rod Smith because they gave him a 3-year contract, I think, with over $5 million guaranteed. So Jameis Olawale is on his team to stay. That's how you just got to look at it. Now, moving a little bit further to the Pollard. A lot of people got upset about the pick. I understand. We had other guys on the board. I understand. But Pollard brings you everything Cordell Patterson can bring to you. But he's a better hands catcher. He can catch the ball better than a Cordell Patterson. And one can argue Cordell Patterson is a dynamic guy who can catch kickoff punt returns and also do those little reverse sweeps and big guy, physical guy, but he just couldn't catch nothing. So if you sprinkle that in to help out Ezekiel Elliott, because teams gonna look. I've seen teams sell the farm to stop Ezekiel Elliott. You guys remember that touchdown pass that was dropped by Jameis Olawale? Teams sold the farm to stop Ezekiel Elliott. They put Ezekiel. It was a good play. Don't get it twisted. It was a good play because it was they lined Ezekiel Elliott on the outside and they motioned him back inside and they snapped the ball. Jameis Olawale wide open, dropped the pass, what have you. But teams sold the farm to stop Ezekiel Elliott. Now you're gonna have your boy out there, Pollard. Now you can do more 20 personnel looks with two running backs in the backfield and spread that thing out with your boy Cobbs, with your boy Amari Cooper, with your boy Gallup. And Gallup is going to be better this year. Yes, D-Town text, man. He said, imagine. And I ain't talking about just my imagination. Once again, running away with me. Yeah. It was going to be Ezekiel Elliott, baby, and Pollard. And then if you throw Ezekiel Elliott and Weber out there, man, it's going to be nice, Cowboy Nation. And Pollard, a.k.a. Tavon Austin. We want to throw as much things as you can. Pollard is AKA Kamara's clone. Now, I think it's a little bit too soon for us to say that. I would rather be safer and say that Pollard is a better version of Cordell Patterson because he can catch out of the backfield. He can run out of the backfield. He's dangerous out in space. I'm going to use Patterson. And Patterson is nobody to sneeze at because when the team got rid of him, I was saying, hey, Cowboy Nation, we need to reach out and grab him. He helped out the Patriots tremendously. Reinforce the trenches. Yes, Team America. I like that name. Not America's team. He just put Team America. I like that name, fam. I really do. The boy Pollard is going to be dirty. Let's talk about the Jacksons. Boy, I thought that they were going to draft Tito and Jermaine Jackson, but they went and got Michael, and they went and got Joe Jackson. And it's crazy because Michael is the smaller guy and Joe is the bigger guy. So it's good. It's good. Joe Jackson been the defensive edge rusher, and he is a right defensive end. He's not a left defensive end. So don't get twisted. They're still talking about my boy Taco. You know I'm still gonna fight for Taco. You got, but neither here nor there. The thing is, when you look at Joe, the physical size when he play on that right side, we only signed. I'm going to repeat, we only signed Robert Quinn for 1 year. We didn't sign this guy for multiple years. Unless Robert Quinn light up this thing like a Roman candle, this thing is going to be I'm talking about very, 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 very high end for competition. To me personally, as much as we love Crawford, I don't see Crawford coming out of this thing alive. Do you guys see Crawford coming out of this thing alive? And how much money we can save? Is it like $7 or $8 million if you cut Crawford? Whew. Crawford better get his mind right because you got competition from the outside all the way and through the inside. Crawford, he got a wake up, brother, a wake up call because now that competition on that right defensive end, I don't even know how they're going to get the snaps in because you got Robert, you got Crawford, who's a tweener, who's a right defensive end, also he can play in the inside. Then you have your Dorrance Armstrong. I don't know what they're going to do with Randy Gregory. Hopefully they can pass the rulings and the laws to let this brother play. But then on top of that, you just got some people. I think Kerry Hyder can play right defensive end. So it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Another thing that we want to talk about is I'm going by these players, man, for what I was able to see on tape at such a limited time. He's flexible. Crawford will make this team. Yeah, D-Town, he will make this team. But what will it cost him? What will it cost the Cowboys? Because when you really look at it, Cowboy Nation, when you really look at it, Hyder is no sneeze. Christian Covington is nobody you can golf at. There's only 46 people that can play on a Sunday. And then you start talking about the Antoine Barbecue Woods, Malik Collins of the world. Man, you got some dogs out here that's going to be able to say, okay, we're not going to fold up and roll around like this is nothing. And they got some undrafted guys, too, that was picked up. A guy named Wise. It's crazy. The thriller is going to be a thriller out there, boy. Hey, we was playing all last year. Now we're going to have to find some thrillers. And find some hee-hee. When Michael Jackson started hitting people, man, when he playing out there. Because Michael Jackson, he's a flexible guy. You can play him inside the slot. You can play him outside. He's a physical in-the-face guy. He's greedy. He's built right. He got the physical size. He's not slow as well. I saw him blitz, and he got home, and I said, that's all I need to see. When he was blitzing from the U, shout out to the U, man. Man, that brother was blitzing. I'm sitting there like, wow, wow. And Chris Richard, I haven't even touched him yet. That's the craziest thing. So Byron Jones looking at that tape too, he probably like, man, they bringing in these young dogs. My hip better hurry up and get right. Get right, hip, and let's go home. That hip got to go get right because if not, this competition will be medieval. Get right hip and let's go home. Michael Jackson is not replacing Byron Jones. I'm not saying that he is replacing Byron Jones. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying the level of competition. The competition is going to be so great. And that's what I'm talking about. Steel sharpens steel, iron sharpens iron. I love, everybody know that I love Byron Jones. And shout out to Byron Jones, because I can't wait till when we get out there to Oxnard, we're going to kick it. We're going to holler at everybody. And we're going to make sure that you guys know that when we start talking about the cornerbacks, Byron Jones, and then you slide in the fact that you have Cheeto Awuzie going into his second year with Chris Richard's system, the size factor. And then you're talking about the Xavier Woods, and then you're talking about the Donovan Wilson, who Jerry Jones and Chris Richard and my boy, my brother from another mother, no other, Stephen Jones said, hey, some of his missed tackles can be coachable, because this is the thing. When you guys go back and watch the interview, Stephen Jones, I mean, no, it was Daddy. It was Daddy Jones. It was Jerry Jones said, hey, Cowboy Nation, Wilson, if he can bite when he's a baby dog, or when he's a baby pup, he will bite when he's a big dog. And we like the fact that he's not afraid to put his nose down in there, get that face mask dirty, and come in and hit. That's talking about inside the box, not being afraid. Now, he said the other things about him missing while he was at the school or what have you, Texas A&M, why he was missing is because that can all be coached up. When he said that, I was like, okay. okay, so that's what I'm talking about, a guy that's not afraid to put his nose inside. Oh, yes, moving his nose inside. Lord Ellis, man, what's good, man? Appreciate you, man. Next month, yeah, moving to Austin. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Come on down here to Texas, man. Yeah, those Jackson boys are going from Miami. The U is the serious business, yes. Probably a good C.J. Goodson. Okay. Depths. Yes. Nothing like the Miami, Florida boys. Give me cash. Hey, give me the credit card payment too. You know, don't just limit it to give me cash. Cowboys too reactive with the drafting based off of the Ram needs and focus on drafting of quality players and upgrading in positioning. I couldn't read it all, but I feel what you said. Let me see if I can go back and see your name. This is the Sports 78. I don't think that, now, this is the thing. You're only known by your last tape. If you go out there in boxing and you got your butt whooped, they're going to look at the last tape that you was knocked out on. They're not going to look at the tape that you dominated on several tapes before. They're going to look at the last tape and see how you was dominated, how you got your butt knocked out when you in a fight. I'm not finna go watch too many fights of when you just dominated so many times. I will go look at some of those fights, but I'm also going to look at the fight that when you got your butt beat down and you laid out on the floor like Family Guy. You know how my old boy get knocked out on Family Guy, he laid out? I'm going to look at the tape on how you got beat down. The Rams looked at the tapes on how the Colts was able to beat the Dallas Cowboys. Now they was able to compile those tapes together, and they said, this is the formula to beat down the Cowboys. They weak inside. Look, and if you start looking at the individual scouting report on Jalen Smith, and you look at the individual scouting report on LVE, they can't shed, they can't disengage well. They got to play free out in space. Now, if you know that's the weaknesses of your linebacker core, they can cover out in space like no other. One of the best linebacker tandems in the NFL. But their problem is when you put them hands on them, they can't shed and they can't disengage. And how you can get to the putting the hands on them boys? By running up the gut. And when they ran up the gut, they snatched the wheel out of us. The Colts did the same thing. The Detroit Lions, although we won that game, but they killed us by running inside. A guy named Kerryon Johnson was running all over us. But by us winning, sometimes when you win, you don't look at the tape collectively. But when you start looking at that tape and you start saying, man, they actually killed us. But we took a Brett Mayhar kick for us to win that game. Now, if you start fast forwarding a little bit, that first Redskin game, I believe, we couldn't have no answer to stopping Adrian Peterson. That guy, he was like Moses. He'll part the Red Sea and he'll running all over us. Why he was running on us? Because we didn't get no pressure into the inside. But when we win, it kind of resolves some of that stuff. And a lot of times this stuff don't bring back up. It don't show its ugly head. So what happened here is the Cowboys, they probably looked at all that film and they said, you know what? I'd be damn it if it happened to us in 2019. The teams thinking that they can run up the middle with us. That's why we went and got a Christian Covington. That's why we went and got a Kerry Hyder. Those guys that can play the three. That's why we thinking Malik Collins. If you don't step it up this year, bye Felicia. This is a contract year for him. So normally contract years you step it up. This is why they said, okay, with the second round draft pick, we're gonna get some enforcement inside. As good as Thornhill is, he can't stop the run. He can cover well out in space, but he's not going to be the guy that consistently push down that pocket and stop the run. So they looking at a collective view of things, and they looking at it also that they trust Chris Richard to make Donovan Wilson elevate to at least some levels of a Thornhill, or to elevate some of the guys that's already on this team, like the George Iloka and the Jeff Heath, for the second years of those guys, or the first year with George Iloka, to bring them up just a little bit to play at that high caliber level. Remember, it's phases to this draft. You can be good in college, and you're gonna be horrible and trash when it gets beyond college, when it gets to the NFL level, if you're not coached up right. Yeah, Daniel Ross. Yeah. and the other kid, number 51, boy, I'm glad I don't have to see number 51 out there on that defensive line. If I see number 51 out there, there's some people in the chat box right now that can bowl over number 51 that was on our team last year. I think his name was Reed or something like that. That boy, he couldn't block nothing, boy. He got his butt whooped. He went home after the LA Rams game and he said, you know what, mama? I don't want to even play football no more. Them boys killed me inside. They folded him up like a wallet and sat down on him and said, you better not move. And then they did it to us on the opposite side of the ball as well, the LOS. You win those battles. Kayron Reed, it'll be a miracle if he make this team this year. Don't sleep on Daniel Wise from Kansas. I'm really going to give me cash. I'm really going to have to look at him. We picked up another guy. I didn't get his name, Cowboy Nation, but he's 6'4", I think, 210 pounds, and he's a cornerback. What's his name? You guys know his name? Put that down in the comment box, man. I looked at him. I said, okay. Jalen Jerks, yeah, he's gonna be nice too. Defensive edge, I think he's right defensive end. Chris Westery. I'm gonna have to really look at it. I just saw his measurables. I said that speaks volumes of what Chris Richard is gonna be able to try to do with him. Even if he's just a camp body, if he look, this is the thing, Cowboy Nation. From Kentucky, and then he ran a 4.3. Yes, Donovan Wilson. All right, so 6'4", yeah. So we'll see what he gonna do. All right, so this is the other thing that I want to bring up before I run. It's the tip of my tongue. This offseason, competition. I think that the Cowboys really deep down in my heart really need to look up and see how this competition is going to go. Yes, we live like 95, Flores. We need to really pay attention to how the Cowboys are going to look at everything down the line as it relates to the first two games. We need, we need to win those first two games. I think they're divisional games. I think that we need to figure out ways to start off with a good start because we got a hell of a stretch towards the back end of the schedule. If we can start off with a good start, I believe this team can go far beyond what we're thinking about this year. Yes. So with all that being said, really appreciate each and every last one of you all. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content, let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go. This is Law Nation page, LAW Nation. We talk football and beyond. I'm still going to go live on the other show, Law Nation's 2.0 page. Got 2 pages. You understand how this thing goes. Lil Jordan, Texas. Lil Jordan Humphreys, right? He's undrafted. What team he's on? Let me know what team he went on. I love this draft picks. I love what we was able to do from A to Z. I just had my reservations on us trading back in the later round. But we'll see how everything can gel together. Shout out to the Jackson boys. Shout out to everybody that we got on this team now. Let's continue to grow this thing. Let's continue to drive forward. Lil Jordan, he went to the Saints. Okay, I'm gonna be taking a look at him, Alpha Mason. Really do. Shout out to you too. Let's go, Cowboy Nation. Salute. I'm out. Peace.